Friends, fiends, I hope you haven't brought me any more cider. That would be both disappointing and possibly derail this whole story. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the opalescent menagerie. A source of entertainment for old money, and a source of danger for pretty much everyone else. The party has made their moves, and so has the enemy. Let's see where these shenanigans take us in these Demon Days.
I will tell you this, and I mean it. Trust him.
Trust him.
Talk to him. And I say that because he is dealing with similar feelings about family and what means what. And I think that it might be a way for you two to establish some common ground. Talk to him.
I think I will. Maybe when this is all squared away, this show is done, and I don't know, we keep our little play going ourselves, and I don't know, enjoy the privacy, and after I'll do it. Yeah, I think I'll do it. And this, you see, it's tough. That there are layers upon layers of walls in the fortress. Do a insight check.
Mm-hmm. 14 again.
14?
Keep rolling nines.
That's not too bad. There was a lower DC. That there are a lot of walls of performance that were put up. Why she was receptive to this game, even though she caught on fairly early. I had a pretty high roll a few sessions ago, but she is still very interested. The artifice, the performance, the play of it. Mm-hmm. She's still very interested in going back to that, but in more now of a role play. But the genuineness, that one's a raw nerve of confusion. Mm-hmm. And now that she's mentioned that she wants to get back to the play, not the show, some of that wall is coming back up. You see her getting more friendly with you, a little more assertive, and more handsy. And
that tracks.
And we can leave you guys there for the moment as we move on.
John, now I'm really curious. What's happening with the play?
The play has begun. The lights start to go down. Between what you guys were clocking with the king and this conversation, enough time has passed that the lights start to dim, and you see just the faint glow and shimmer of the pond bottom.
We hear the orchestra.
Yep.
And that ramp up.
John, as the lights go down, I'm gonna use Divine Sense again.
Divine Sense, okay. Divine Sense these nuts.
That's gonna Divine Sense these nuts. Oh, Jeremy. And I'm gonna do that to like spread out 60 feet from me. How close are we to the stage with these seats? I know the stage is like we're 120 away from where Fetter is and Taslinn is now, and the other two tieflings. But like, how far are we from the stage?
Roughly about 75 feet.
Okay,
75, 80 feet.
So it won't reach down to them. It might hit some of the audience, but I'm curious. It's mainly just going to hit 60 feet. I suppose it would go into the rigging into the stage as well. But I'm curious how many other fiends or celestials or undead, well, actually through the wall wouldn't count, because it doesn't work behind anything with total cover. But it's as an action you can detect evil and good. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. So I'm just going to like pop that as the lights are going down to get a sense of a little bit more of what's around me.
Okay. So fiends. You clock Viscous in the lobby side seats.
That's House Temper, right? That's
Yeah.
the House Temper people. Okay.
Yep. And then since you're
They're one spot over from us?
right.
Okay.
And from where you are on the couch, you can actually look over and see them. And as the lights start to dim and you get that out there, you clock Viscous herself as she's actually leaving the box seat. And we'll get to that in a moment. But she's leaving. And the Githyanki there doesn't clock because I don't think that counts as...
No, he's not.
No.
Githyanki or not.
But she pings you, but she's leaving. And since nothing's blocking your sight towards the king and to Bonham, that's about 60, 70, roughly around the same distance from you to them as it is to the stage. You're kind of about equidistant. Okay. So I would say that would cover under what you're... Is 60, you said?
Yeah.
So ignore my measurement thing. It lines up about to where the king is. Maybe not quite to where Bonham is.
I don't know that it would, because we're house right, aren't we?
Yeah. So you're this.
Oh, we're on house left.
Yeah, your house left.
Oh.
Your house left. We're house right.
Got it.
Like we're like, and then I went like, and the king is like, the back of the house.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought I was over on. I thought it was switched. I thought we were on this side and you guys were on that
No.
side.
Yeah.
Okay, copy that.
So you're roughly good for the king, but not necessarily Bonham.
Okay.
So I would say. You said undead.
Mm-hmm. Undead, fiends, and celestials.
The king pings you
As
undead.
Okay.
And then the music starts as you start to clock this, and Fia's gotten closer to you, but now the lights are going down, the show is starting. Viscous, you caught her leaving, and there's other activity that we'll get to in a second. But
Did I feel her going away from us?
She's heading towards the
Towards the house, towards the lobby, or the stage.
No, she's actually going past. Like she turns and starts to go past, and like almost like a circuit, just kind of curiously like looking around statues. You kind of sense her hovering around roughly the interval where the statues are, poking around, being nosy. And as the music starts to swell, and you see the actors start to come out on stage in mermaid costumes, and a very particularly buff-looking man come to the front of the stage and start singing, and then a crustacean joining him. She peeks in. Explain to me how this visualizes for you as she pings you. Like, would you necessarily know that she's poking around things, or would you just see kind of a feeling? How does this flavor for you? Because you've got basically like this.
It says know the location, and it just lasts for a turn. So for about 6 seconds, I'd feel like, okay, she's going out, she's going away, she's coming back.
Yeah, slinking around. There is a sense of not necessarily with a purpose, just checking things out, going around. And once you start to lose that after that turn, you notice a rustle against, perception check. Because you've also got Fee on you as well.
Nat 20.
Hey!
Yeah, you see, very brief, a yellow-skinned tiefling poke through, look, and pop back out. So she's checking out things. But then, there's a moment, she looks back in, and then kind of smirks, and pops back out.
John, if I'm scanning, can I roll to have seen this?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this is going to be a little bit more difficult as the lights are dimming. So this is kind of roughly as the song, the first intro song to this play is starting. There's noise starting to swell. There's lights going down. So it's going to be kind of a high difficulty.
Well,
ranking up.
Guess what?
Yes.
8 becomes 10, which is a 21.
21?
Eye for detail.
Sure. That's good enough.
That's what I rolled.
You see Viscous poke her head in. It's easier to see. It's relative to all this. It's a little easier to notice or reflect the shimmer, what light there is, reflect off of her yellow skin.
Right.
And it's vibrant, like bright pastel yellow skin, so it is easier to see. But she peeks in, leaves, and then peeks in again.
Yeah.
As if she recognizes someone in there.
Right. And I go, motherfuck.
And then she's pops back out, and you don't see anything from there. But I mean, you do see Fee from from your high roll. You can see Fee is enjoying her time with Yewsiff.
Right.
John, with my nat 20, can I tell who she recognized if it was me or Fee?
Yes. I mean, the nat 20 will help in this, I think. Wasn't you she was paying attention to.
Okay.
I'm going to lean down to Nax and I'm being like, what do you know of House Temper? They're bumbling around. If you've got plans, they're just as likely to fuck them up as anything else.
Who isn't here?
And
He says.
Yeah. And I just, as I'm mumbling to him, let us know when the telepathic bond pops.
Yeah, it's been about as the crescendo starts, the tenor intro singer merman finishes his like la, 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 la. He leaves and then the crustacean comes in and starts.
Ooh, what language are we doing here, John?
This is common.
Okay.
Common with some elvish woven in just to sound fancy.
Sure.
They're doing
Elvish.
their rendition of the lobster quadrille.
Yeah. And the crustacean comes out and starts to sing about a princess of the mer people
Oh, God.
and starts singing her up. How how great she is. A great voice she has.
I'm going to go, Disney really has their hands in everything, don't they?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, yeah, so I will, when when the telepathic bond comes online.
So then how does this play out? The 10 minutes have passed as the lights dim and the music crescendos. So there's a lot of noise happening at once, which helps signify that you've got this telepathic bond active and good to go. Like, how does this flavor for you?
So there isn't really kind of that much of a difference. I think it would just be that because it's not one of those to where we instantly can hear every thought. Like, it's just if we choose to communicate, we can do it telepathically. So I might when I finish up, I just kind of almost like a almost like a mic tap, just kind of go, hello, is this on? Can you guys hear me?
Is this thing on?
And as Nax is saying, like, who isn't here? And you say, like, is this thing on? He looks sharply in your direction and raises an eyebrow. And he doesn't. Can he think at you?
Yeah, he can think of me.
He doesn't move his lips, but he's like, oh, so this is how this works.
Oh, good. It is on. It's working. Yes.
He turns to you, Fetter. Can you hear me? Without moving his lips. He just says it in a very kind of sultry timbre.
I'll look back at him and I'll try to do. Oh man, I'm already trying to do two at once. And I'm gonna keep facing the play. Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna think back to them. It's vicious temper. It's not viscous, right? Because in my head, because I'm a pervert, John.
It is viscous.
Oh, it is viscous. Okay.
Because I'm a pervert. No.
I'm gonna be like, all right. Well, I was like, oh, fun trick.
Now I can touch your mind.
Interesting. And I'll just go. So viscous temper is on the move. House left side, bumbling around. She just poked her head into Fee and Yewsiff's skybox. Not Esquivel. What's the redhead's name?
Esvel.
Esvel. Esquivel is a 60s pop jazz group. Esvel. And I'm like, Esvel's standing outside the king's box. There's something squirrely about the king, and one of the Canian Blackguard is standing guard outside of their box, directly house side of where we are now. So that's all the players in play. I have a feeling that there's a bunch of intentional plans happening right now, and our friend Viscus there is just going to do something stupid and kick this whole thing off.
Well, Esvel's not happy. That I could tell. I think the plan changed from whatever she thought that her role was going to be.
Yeah,
so.
real hot date.
Nax mentions to you now, Taslinn. He mentioned it to you, Fetter, already. He's like, look at when you get a chance, if it gets particularly bright, check out the king. There's something about him, and something that I haven't noticed. But granted, I haven't seen the king in a while. but keep an eye on that.
Taz, how far can I go with this thing?
Editing for taking away. You can go anywhere really for the hour as long as you don't slip into a different plane of existence.
Okay, well, I may try something. You're good here, yeah? Just, like, I'm saying it to you, but I'm definitely keeping him on the line.
Yeah.
Just to be a little bastard about it.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll be fine. And
I actually like throw my legs over into Nax's lap.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. All right, well.
there's room for 3. He says.
And there's like just a very brief like spasm from Taslinn being like,
Oh, I think we all get. Do you think we all get like a very vivid mental image? Or do you think you can keep that off the line?
Can I QB something real quick? They all have that thought, and Shenzuban climbs up into the seat and just lays over because he's in on the fucking call, and he's like, "Ooh, cuddles." Thump.
And just like blank. Yeah, that is the most cat thing ever.
Right? Especially if you can hear your fucking thoughts. Oh, that sounds fun.
like so there's just like a quick moment where like and this is totally perceptible to Fetter, and Nax probably feels it, but there's just like a slight quick start like jerk from Taslinn, and she's like
Right then. If everyone else has an agent in the hallway, I think I'm going to go do that.
Indeed.
I've got something very silly up my sleeves that I might do. So if you see another tiefling you don't know, assume it's me. And I am going to step out and I'll wait for a song break because I'm not a fucking Philistine.
It's not a door; it's a curtain. You can
curtain.
go through. That's why they're soft.
There is a moment where they are about to reveal the mermaid princess, and they all turn towards this closed seashell, and it opens up, and no one's there. Gasp from the actors on stage, and even the crowd down below is like, "Oh!"
No, fuck.
And that is a bit of commotion, giving you some time to.
Oh, so but someone's definitely
Wait, like
not
that's
where they
part
should
of
be.
the show, or someone
Part of the
missed
show,
a
part of
cue.
the-
Okay,
No.
okay.
Okay. All right, because I'm like, if that's then I'm like,
It's like, no.
Fuck, the actors are in on this too.
No,
this is not. This
the
is a
impetuous
situation.
The impetuous mermaid princess
did not appear.
did not appear for her unveiling.
Right. This is me. I'm like, when was the last time I watched the unnamed inspiration for this?
my kind of girl.
Yeah. Whoop. So
So
I'm gonna get up. To do applause break, like, and then I will get up and kind of slide through the curtain, and bumbling servant Fetter walks out of the curtain.
Okay.
And then, but who comes out the other side? As I'm walking through, I'm going to
Burt
cast
fucking Reynolds.
disguise self
Okay.
on myself.
Sure.
And I am going to appear. I might need some help with this, John. So I'm going to appear as a Parsival. What color is Parsival? I know, we're going to have to get into the fucking... Oh, God, notes.
We're getting into the weeds here.
Oh boy.
It's a big family, gang. It's a big family.
Making sure I did
Tumek,
that.
Augur, Yarval.
Campaign player.
Tall ram's horns, extremely long and pointed ears, pure black skin, cotton candy hair. So
Oh yeah.
that
Candy,
is
like pink.
yeah.
Oh boy.
So you see the other side.
I remember when I had that hair color.
Yeah. When passing through, and it is the vibe is like, we did have a friend actually who had a Viking themed wedding where they went very like classic with the suits and dresses, but then everybody had like fur on over top of their tuxedos and things. So this tall, and as opposed to like a dress, just tall, black-skinned, rammed, horned, like the crispest, resplendent like forest green suit with cufflings that are small towers, and then draped over their shoulder, almost like the Neiman lion, is this like animal shawl, like wrapped over, like almost kind of like over a little bit over both shoulders, but just as like almost like a collar accent.
Okay.
But like
Love
it's definitely like a creature, you know, it's lighter in color, like red, almost like a very large fox, you know, like and is just kind of draped over them. And I will kind of flourish the curtain ever so slightly. I'm going to look to my right, see if the other, like the Canian Black, I'm not intending to reveal myself to the Canian Blackguard just yet, but if they see me, I'm going to nod at them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to turn left. I'm going to move up one box.
Okay.
And I am going to enter and sit on the stage side in the empty chair of that box.
Okay. And with the more put out noble couple?
Yes.
Okay.
Shit.
So when you
And John, just to put it out there, it's not the highest DC on this, because I am not a spellcaster. God, what is even my spell save DC?
oh, for like a perception against
yeah,
it?
it's only like a 14.
Okay.
So, I'm hoping that it being dark, I can get some help with that. But yeah, Let me confirm what that is.
Yeah, the hallway isn't completely dark. It's dimmed. The floor has a bit of a glow to it just to help you not trip over stuff. Mm-hmm. And the statues have a little bit of light along their base. But no one's in the hallway right now. There's the servants. No, the servants are moving around. They're not at their station. The station is unoccupied right now. You're kind of in this brief moment as a big reveal happened on stage. They're moving around with some distraction. You're by yourself in this hallway. And you notice that the curtains towards the lobby side have been pulled open. And then that's what you see as you go to the stage side box.
Okay.
I don't know if that changes anything, but yeah, if you stay in the stage side box seat, the noble couple look at you startled, but because of propriety's sake and interest in the show and just general confusion, they kind of tolerate it for now. They just kind of go rigid and keep an eye on the stage and just like, they just let anyone in here, sort of.
Right, and I'm going to be like, I don't know. I'm just going to mutter under my breath because I figure that they'll also embarrass easily.
Yeah.
I don't know who you conned into taking my seats, but I'm going to tolerate it. Do you want a deception check?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I will roll that.
Yeah.
Johnny, is this thing draped over as the mantle, is it fluffy or is it just like a skin?
No, it is like think of like a lion or a fur or a mink. It is fluffy like that. So John, as we've said several times with this particular dice set, the elder sign means a natural 20. So that's a 28.
You guys are rolling great today.
And I will just and I'm taking a much cockier tact. Not now we're going I was like quarter strawed before. This is like half strawed.
Yeah. No, this is, they are completely embarrassed. Too embarrassed to challenge it. Too distracted by the show. Feeling put out, but feeling guilty. Yeah, no, you guys are in this place of awkwardness that is only affecting them, and you're fine with it. And so that's where you are. Is there anything else you do before we move to...
I just want to see if anybody clocked me sitting down.
No.
Okay.
No, you're good. The only people who clocked you are the people who are making miserable, and
Yeah.
it's delicious. And so, Yewsiff, you had a little bit of time has passed, a few moments, and there's a bit of a pause. Things have calmed down a little bit between you and Fee, and she mentions, I need to step out for a minute. Will you be okay here?
He says, oh no, I'll be fine. Do you need assistance?
No, I can use the restroom just fine.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, it's best to get it out before.
Indeed.
What?
What?
And she exits, and there's a moment, and then you start to hear some talking back and forth, some general conversation, a higher-pitched feminine voice.
To my right? Left.
From where you're sitting in the box seat, kind of behind you, a little bit of chatter back and forth. V is talking with someone and seems perturbed, and then the other voice you don't necessarily recognize. And maybe a moment of that happens, and then...
I'm going to move a little bit closer to the curtain.
Okay.
To see if I can hear any better.
Yeah, you hear a...
No perception?
Yeah.
Nope. I rolled a 1. Exact opposite on the same die. Just rolled a 20 with.
Yeah, so
Wah, wah,
you
wah.
hear no words, but the tone of voice, you hear someone inquisitive, annoyingly so, Fee brushing it off, and back and there's just this awkward introductory small talk, and then footsteps away as Fee just and starts heading away.
Fee's out of the box.
Fee's out of the box. Did you see?
I will communicate.
He's out of the box.
I will communicate that telepathically too.
Out of the bag.
Nax mentions to you.
that mouse.
Yeah, it might be worth checking in on. Do you know her?
Only as a person of interest, but any tiefling here,
Is she dangerous?
extremely.
All right. Let me know what you see or what you clock.
All right. I will get up, make a show of the fact that there is no alcohol, even if there is. Like, I will like, and just like, kind of grumble at the two completely petrified old people. Just abusing children and old people, guys. That's the Fetter game. Sorry.
No, this is the more
Off evil.
younger, more full of themselves people.
Oh yeah, and I'll just be like, really, and then just like head out as if I am to refill a
Service here.
yeah, and I'll just kind of harumph a little bit, and then kind of like very ostentatiously, floof through the curtains.
Okay. And where do you head from there?
I'm gonna try to just head up and at a clip head back towards the main lobby.
Okay.
Oh, guys.
And as you reach the main lobby, you briefly see a few different passings by here. A remnant of one of the members of the Hand of Cania turning, cresting the hallway farthest towards the left box seats. Cresting that, bumping into Fee, who was just like, "Gah, fuck off, man." And she's heading into the lobby. You see, you hear another "Poof, oh, oof," as someone else kind of pokes around. You see Viscous is trying to follow Fee as Fee's making her way down the lobby and finding the restroom area, which is further in and kind of out of the path of this. So she has to go back into the main area where you were, and
Yeah. So
Off the
into the
side.
lobby, and then yeah.
And she makes her way down, and Viscous, let's see if she's attempting any sort of, you can roll a perception against her stealth.
Yeah. I will do that. 25.
25. Yeah. She's tailing her, but far enough away to where you know what she's doing. But so you have a few things in front of you that
Right.
your aunt is being tailed by Viscous, and Hand of Cania are moving down and had kind of bumped into a few of them and is moving down the other hallway, presumably to check things out.
But they're heading in the direction of Yewsiff?
Yeah.
Fuck. Both of them or one of them?
You only saw the tail end of one. It was hard to say which
femme.
one. It's hard to say. You got
I see a wisp of the garment.
like leg, boot sort of thing. So maybe you probably could have guessed the guy, maybe because similar pant leg fit to you,
Right.
similar. But you got a leg. You saw a leg.
Right. So I'm just like, shit. Telepathically, I will quickly say, Cania's on the move towards Yewsiff. Keep an eye. Temper's following my aunt.
Ooh, fuck.
So, and then I will veer towards. I will just. I want to close the distance very quickly with, because if Viscous is like trying to I imagine very dumbly sneak like through. I want to just like cunning action just appear behind Viscous,
Okay.
like over the shoulder.
Okay. And as you're heading that way to do that, Taslinn, you guys hear in the group chat, as it were, Taslinn and I need to stay here. We are being watched, just so you know. We need to put up appearances that we are enjoying the show and not be suspicious of anything. Do you copy? And Nax starts to get a little bit friendlier with you in a more of a performance sort of way.
Mm-hmm. As I hear that Cania is moving towards Yewsiff, I will, just before Nax starts getting a little handsy, I will summon my raven out of my hand. Don't know if that like gets a reaction from
immediate squawk.
Nax. No, it's my like it's not
it's
the
not
shitty
the
raven.
dumb one, not the dumb shitty one.
No, the dumb one didn't get it.
Okay.
No. I'm dead, Mom. It's the one that turns into my sword periodically. So I'll kind of like pet it for a second and then I'll send it off. So it's going to go up as high towards the ceiling as it possibly can, so you can't be seen, and then it's gonna fly over to Yewsiff.
Okay.
And just kind of like chill over there with him.
And as the bird, the raven, gets over there, you get like a weird perspective of the show right now that the mermaid princess has just finished making a deal with a sea witch and has shed her fins and has started to reveal legs.
How's the special effects? Is this like magical, or is it they're trying to be mechanical?
You didn't know that this was
for as ostentatious as this is,
Ariel from the beginning. Like,
No, of course I knew.
Yeah.
I just,
as ostentatious as this is, the
I just hate Ursula.
the prop
Bitch.
department.
You poor unfortunate soul.
What?
That is maybe slander.
How dare you?
How dare you?
The costume department is exquisite.
Okay.
The means in which they are able to change out of costume in the present, there's not really a backstage, so this has to be a combination of magical and exceptional costume design. So her move from fins to legs is blink and you miss it seamless.
Sure.
And very well done, very stage, very neat. Neat is the best way to describe it, in that a fancy magic trick.
But this Ursula is like way more akin to the public domain Hans Christian Andersen Ursula, right?
That is the angle I'm
Than
going.
any sort of,
Yeah.
just in case anybody comes by this podcast.
Right. And that is mainly
is,
the inspiration is the Hans Christian Andersen version of it, especially the ending.
Oh boy.
Ugh.
So this is
All right. So
then she sees that. So they're at a certain point in the play, you guys are being watched, and the Raven can clock that as well. That both perception check as the bird moved over, because you're looking through the bird's eyes, right?
No, I am not.
No, then never mind. Never mind. You don't notice that. But you can still see what I described in the play. Just giving you a
Okay.
timeline of things.
Yeah.
The Raven lands now.
Yeah, and as Nax gets handsy and stuff like that, I kind of like lean close so it looks like I'm, kissing his cheek or leaning into his neck, and I just whisper in his ear, if my eyes go milky, don't be alarmed.
You hear, in a kind of a playful way, Bonham, is that you? And then a slight chuckle, and it's on the feed. He doesn't care.
Yeah, there's the mental just like,
motherfucker. All right. So I roll up behind Viscous, and I'm gonna swing at something that I'm guessing this might bite me right in the ass, but we're gonna guess. I'm gonna roll up just like be there, and I'll be like, I am paying you very well to be a thorn in her foot, not a knife in her back. So whatever you think you're doing right now, you should stop.
Viscous turns around, and what is the roll against?
It's an intelligence check, DC 15 on my. Man, I always go for really cool shit that I shouldn't do.
She turns around and startles, but in a way that reads to you like, huh? What are you doing here? What? And then Fetter. She has, there's something she's smelled
Okay.
on you that she has smelled
Goddamn,
before.
Oh no!
It's the cologne. You know, I should have the detect. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, she rolled just one past yours this time. Before, yeah. What is all this? I was gonna see you. What are you doing out here?
Either you have a conveniently small bladder, or you're following my aunt into the bathroom, and I'd like to know what your business is here.
Well, work is never done, I suppose. Just assignments from Temper and all that. I was going to... Don't worry, I wasn't going to kill her or anything like that.
Your second-tier house has wandered into a trap much bigger, broader, and more dangerous than you could possibly imagine. I suggest you take your seat and do nothing.
See, this is a no-win for me, in that I have to do what I'm ordered to by, Dark Star and Delilah and House Temper.
Yeah. Having to submit to the rule of your supposed betters just proves how weak and unimaginative you are.
Well, I mean, that's the human part, wouldn't you say? The weak. She points to herself, and there are some similarities that she seems to revel in between you two. That she is not pure tiefling, or like pure demon. Like, she's got that half human, half tiefling thing going on, similar.
Right.
That part of me means, they say go into the thick of it, and I do. I'm expendable. But, like, what do you care? This is just simple politics between the houses.
Take your seat.
She smirks. I wish we could have caught up at some point before this. She is going to turn, keep her eye on you a little bit, and start to move. Well, she's going to not turn away from you, but she's going to back towards the restroom. And one hand is, to her vestments, her vest, and gotta do what I gotta do.
If you don't die today, you will soon.
That's not nice. And she leans her bum against the bathroom curtain and starts to lean in, let herself go into it. Mm-hmm. And she disappears behind it. What are you gonna do?
I'll walk into a women's... I am currently a woman.
Yeah.
So I have take no... Also, gender is literally a construct, and I am currently constructed as a woman. So here I go. I'll give her a moment, and then I will walk in just behind.
The restraint that you have to not, fondle your own breasts right now is on point. Because I'm sorry,
saying,
even as a woman that has breasts,
right.
They're nice to fondle.
Well, sure. Have I done this in my own time? Probably. I'm just at the moment. Look, I get a panic boner is a thing. It's just I'm not there currently.
Okay, so you enter in, yeah?
Yeah, and by the way, just for the fan art and mental headcanon, Parsival is if anyone watched Castlevania, it's the big sister. You know what I mean? It's like the war sister. Just broad in the shoulders, big in the biceps. I mean, I'm pushing the extra foot tall as much as I can to try to put on the aspect of this truly just fierce looking woman. But yeah.
Okay. As you go through, deck save for me, please.
Yep.
As you push through.
Oh man, Fee and I gonna fuck her up in the bathroom.
Hey, girl fights are rough. You think just males duking it out is one thing? We play nasty.
21.
As you push through the curtain, you see the foot on the ground, ready to trip you up on the curtain.
Right.
And you're able to hop over it?
I'd like to sidestep it and also push the curtain in an attempt to throw the curtain to try to wind it around them.
Okay. Roll I guess
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, sleight of hand would be good.
Okay. 17 on the die is 21.
21. You managed to turn this trip around into getting the curtain wrapped up in viscous, and you hear a grunt. And let's do between us a roll for initiative.
Okay. 16.
Double nines for the people here. Let's do this.
And I'll just say in Fetter's voice, not in not in impersonation of Parsival's voice. I will just say, Fee, mind yourself. You're not alone.
Okay. It is you, Fetter, Fee, and Viscous in this little mini bathroom, restroom initiative. And so, yeah, you get to go first. You've managed to turn her surprise trip around into wrapping her up. But not like completely keeping her from movement, but just getting her tangled a bit, giving you a free movement action. Like giving now that we do the top of this round, it's you and then Phoenix. And so you said that you have your action still.
Yeah. I'm going to hold an action.
Okay.
To here, bonus action, insightful fighting. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
So that is a 22 perception.
Okay.
Then I'm going to hold the action of closing and attacking with Death's Parlay. And I will just say, you're a mouse who's wandered into a den of wolves, and I tell you one last time to take your seat.
Fee turns around, sees what's going on in the scuffle, and you see her brandish 2 daggers. Where she pulled them from, it's hard to say, but they are pure white. Purest of white. And on each of their hilts are curved, naked torsos modeled after her body. You see the lavish
Wait, so
daggers.
it's naked. Her handles are carved ivory, naked aspects of herself.
Yeah.
Yo, Jesus Christ. That is the most.
And your perception and passive is so high to see that how can you not?
That is
that
is the most profoundly masturbatory thing ever, and it makes so much sense.
And she looks to you and says, "What's going on?" And she starts to move towards you guys, but she is not taking any action.
Right.
She's moving up to this, and her blades are at the ready, leading us to
this. I will just quickly respond. This low-level foot soldier from a rival house thinks they have an assignment involving us. She does not know her betters.
Of course I don't. And from within the kind of the tangle of curtain, Viscous gets through and has a short sword at the ready and tries to attack you.
All right, can I, as they approach on me, can I attack with Death's Parlay?
Yeah. So she's letting the curtain hold her as she can, like a brace that she can lean on,
right,
and lean towards you and pull out her arm. And so she's going in around with her short sword to try and get an attack in.
Okay. So very quickly, as that attack comes out, I am going to flip the dagger around, and then I am going to attack backhanded with the hilt, like with the kind of the skull end of the hilt, and just try to bean her right in the temple. And I'm trying to do subdual damage. Like, I'm not trying to actually cut her. I'm just trying to wound her.
Okay.
Knock her out.
Yeah.
Roll that attack. Because essentially, your held action as she's coming in for the attack, too. So we'll see how this plays out.
So, John, you gave me a dagger. And that dagger crits on a 19 and a 20.
Yeah.
So, that's 19. So
that does hit.
Here comes a fucking fistful. Which 6 dice do I want to roll? I love hearing this sound on the podcast. Oh, that's a lot of 5s.
Oh man. Yeah, if we hit a certain
12.
threshold, this might actually be successful.
Okay, so that's 12, 18, 19. Let's see. 19 doubled is 38.
38.
Plus Death's Parlay So that's 38, essentially bludgeoning damage, and then 4 necrotic damage.
What was the necrotic damage?
4.
4. 42. Jeez. Okay. And she rolled. So I'm going to give you what she rolled, and then we're going to kind of play this out because she, as you came in to clock her, and she kind of came in. These are happening roughly at around the same time,
Right.
And she rolled. It was a 420, a non-natural 20.
Okay,
20.
that'll hit.
Okay, so given that you are closer to her, and you came in and you were ready, and she was swinging wildly and down to try and gash you, her hits for... She doesn't quite get you in any sort of vitals.
Right.
So it glances, but you still...
Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge?
Actually, no, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold the uncanny dodge.
You take only 8
Okay.
damage. Take 8 damage as she doesn't... her short sword isn't able to get enough purchase in and just scrapes along
I like
your
to think
back.
that it's because there is a form around me that is, much broader and bigger than I actually am.
Yeah, she knows it's you, but she would have to remember in the moment what you looked like, and in the panic of the curtain, she doesn't do nearly as much damage. So as she gets completely knocked unconscious, it causes her momentum to only scrape you against for 8 damage, and she slumps to the ground, effectively ending this mini combat.
Oh,
thing.
is she out?
She's out. You did over half. You did over half. Of her,
Just fucking rogue shit. All right, so I'm going to be like, Fee, give me a hand here. And I'm going to we're going to prop her up in one of the bathroom, one of the stalls.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to do my best to, I'm going to take off my tie. Underneath, because I don't need it, and some other bits that I have, and try to gag and tie her hands and gag her.
Sure, and Fee is more than happy to help, and as she kind of chuckles to herself, "Jeez, you're efficient." There.
Yeah. Well,
She puts her daggers away. I guess I wasn't needed.
if you have anything that could maybe keep her under for a bit, that might be beneficial. I don't know what tricks you're carrying around these days.
Well, I mean, she she looks at you. Let's give something a try. She lets you continue to tie her up. I'm going to watch you do this as I prepare. And as you finish, she leans down, gives a smooch to Viscus's forehead, and says, "Go the fuck home." And you see Viscus completely disappear.
Banishment, bitch! Shabam!
She turns to you. Been wanting to use that.
Interesting.
The kiss of go the fuck to sleep.
Back in Dis, I'm assuming?
Versus go the
Let's
fuck
see.
home.
Target managed with a very popping noise returning to his home plane if the spell ends before... Nope, target doesn't return because it's only a minute. She just sits there. Yeah, probably. All bound and gagged and tied up. I mean, let's just take care of that for good.
Yeah, well, I'll leave you to, I'm assuming, your business, and just be mindful there. Things are starting to move about.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about the Parsifal thing. I'm trying to agitate here.
She chuckles weakly and just... You sense a little shake in her hand as she brushes against her temple. Yeah, no, it took me a moment.
I heard a rumor that she may be operating with some of the folks in town who maybe aren't on our side of things.
Huh.
Between us.
She nods weakly, and you sense some conflict in her.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I suppose you need to get back.
When was the last time you saw her?
Parsifal?
Yes.
Oh, a while. It's been a while.
Okay.
I haven't been home for a while.
Inside check. A 9 becomes a 10, and that becomes a 21.
21.
She believes she hasn't seen her recently.
Okay.
And she kind of...
Has that
I don't suppose. I mean, I know you're doing this for a reason. I'll let you. I'll let you get to whatever you're doing. She's not looking at you right now.
Sure.
She's a lot more uncomfortable than she realized she's
Right.
being.
There are. I apologize for not cueing you in on as much of this as is currently happening, but the Black Guard of Cania might be here after one of our own. One, and two, there might be some sort of weird machination of the guilds in town and Bonham and whatnot. So, just be safe.
I will. Is there anywhere you need me to be?
In the box where you should be. Have you noticed anything odd about the king lately? He seems off.
Yeah. I mean, he always seems weird and put out, but...
When was the last time you were with him?
Do you mind? And she turns to not look at you. A few months maybe. I saw him quite a bit in the beginning, and it was part of why I got to stay in the court. And I was there for fun. But I haven't seen him lately. I haven't seen him lately. No.
You have not been actively
No.
with him for some time.
No. I've been busy with the little guy. I started calling him Hatter. He's been taking all my time, and Igni wanted me to do that, and so I haven't had a chance to do any of my courtly stuff. And
I don't know exactly what's going on, but he may not be the man you knew. Just be safe, okay? I've got to get back out there.
Okay. And as you turn to leave, she turns back and tries to stop you, but falters, and that she was going to say something.
I'll turn and go, yes?
Let's talk after this.
Certainly.
I have stuff we need to go over.
As do I.
Okay. I'm going to go help your friend. Yeah.
Excuse yourself as long as you need.
Okay.
But some appearances must be maintained.
Yeah. I'll put the mask back on when I leave.
I'll put an art like a very not warm to a point. I'll put an arm out on Fee's shoulder and say this will all be okay. I promise. And then I'll just kind of whoosh back out into the lobby.
And she'll compose herself and head out maybe 6 seconds after you go. Mm-hmm. Which brings us to Yewsiff. You're sitting there, and every now and then you do hear after a little while a few heavier footsteps walk past your box seat. And by now, the mermaid princess is starting to fall for this prince, and things are progressing. You'd say maybe we're getting close to the third act. The play has been going on for a little bit now, and you hear the footsteps. They're slow, methodical, and they seem to be just listening. Every now and then they'll stop. They stop in front of your curtain, listen, move along, and they seem to be moving back and forth along the.
John, are the curtains themselves, were they tailored for this space, or is there some fullness at the sides, like they're too big and God damn it. Like they're too big and there's some excess on the ends, or they if you pull them out, are they taut? What's the fullness look like?
They are attached to the wall, but there's enough of them to where they're not taut when they're closed. They're still fold.
Okay.
They're meant to be a little bit heavy, and they're meant to be harder to push through, so there's a lot of fabric there.
Cool. So when I hear the footsteps walking away, so imagine you're the stage and I'm facing you, and I hear them going.
Great for the podcasting.
Yeah. Basically in front and behind. If I'm facing north, when I hear the person behind me walking west, like to my left away, like they're walking back and forth trying to like hear different things.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up and move to I would say the upstage side of the curtains.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to use some of that fullness to just kind of like lean into the pocket where they sit, and I'm going to grab a little bit of a bunch on my left and just pull it so that I am out of line of sight if someone just peeks their head through the curtains to look and see who's in the chairs.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll a stealth check. It's probably not going to be very big. But
Clink, clank. Well, hey, you don't have your
I'm
armor on.
not wearing my armor, so I don't have disadvantage
Fantastic.
right now. Which
I have to remind myself
my
here.
dex modifier is still only 1, though. Terrible. Actually, you should probably roll it because I don't know what it would be, but I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 4. It's only a +1.
Got it. Let's see what we got here. So you make that effort. You try to obscure yourself. You notice that there's a little... The cloth isn't working with you as well as you might have hoped, and that it's a bit heavier, a bit... whoever washed it maybe didn't wash it well enough to where it's a little bit harder to have it do what you want it to do. It's maybe not the most softest of curtains. And maybe at around that, as soon as you get yourself roughly hidden, you do see a pink hand, gauntleted up, just kind of push through and look in, and then basically meet resistance as the hand tries to move the curtain enough to see inside, and brushes up against kind of your frame in the curtain and just stays there for a moment. And
I'm going to use... So I see the arm. I'm going to make a perception check to see if I can see if it's just one person or if there are two there. 10.
10? Right now, you just see or sense the one arm right now. That doesn't mean there isn't someone else around there out there, but the only one in this intermediary doorway is the pink tiefling, the female. She's pushing in, and as soon as she pushes against you and feels a resistance, she says softly, "Colonel Axe, is that you?" And there is a pressure on this. And this is right about the time as Fetter, you're knocking out. You're finishing up knocking out.
They're all fighting and having intrigue. Nax and I are just making out.
Yeah. Right now, but for you guys, Bonham and Aphrodite eyes are on you like a hawk. Like they haven't stopped looking at you. And you can see this is going on. Like every now and then, one of you will come up for air, so to speak. And Nax will mention in the group chat, like, they're still looking at us.
Who's still looking at you?
Bonham and the Fair Mother. And Yewsiff, what were you?
Hang on, through my notes. Stab in the dark here. No, it's Barnock. Go away.
Do
Deception?
deception.
Okay. Not great. 14.
You hear a soft chuckle. It would seem we have found you. And immediately there's a push against you, just like to push you into the little, not really an alcove, but mainly to pin you to the wall.
Yewsiff has been found out! What will happen to our pantsless hero? What's wrong, pants? What? There, I'm pants. Not pantsless. Nope. Well, who died and made you the teller of stories? I'll have you know, a lot of great people in this world don't wear pants. Hell, I'm not wearing pants right now. Pants on a bullywug would be stupid. Anyway, I've got to take my pantsless self on out of here. But I'll be back soon to tell you Yewsiff's fate, and the fate of the party for that matter. Here, in these Demon Dayz.
Jeez, I was like, what the fuck is happening over there?
It was as tight as I could get it.
Uh-huh.
It was.
Hang on 1 second, John. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Shut up. This is all going to be edited. They're not going to hear your diss against me.
Oh, but
What do you mean bloopers?
you.
What do you mean bleep? What do you mean bleepers?
It's actually it's 15, John, because my proficiency score has gone up. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, now it's not fully trash.
I told you it wasn't me.
Jesus.
And they have to, and John, it's a
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's an investigation check. Let's see. To discern that you're disguised, a creature can use an action to inspect your appearance and must succeed on an intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC.
No, they rolled pretty low. So
Okay. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You've caught them in their their flaws. She says,
Does she?
Abby.
yeah.
Fetter. No. Fuck. As I hear that
Yewsiff.
Cania is moving towards
Your
Yewsiff,
husband's
here I
name
am.
is- His name is Yewsiff.
As I,